morning. What is today? Tuesday. Good Tuesday morning to you. Hope you're having a great morning. Hope you're having a great week. Hope you're having a great month. It just got started. This is barely even the second day of May, right? That's pretty cool. Seems like this year's going a little bit faster than some of the other years, right? And more maybe that's Chris and I are. I know we're enjoying some sunshine. Boy's getting a tan. That's awesome. That means he's getting vitamin D too, right? Isn't it just amazing? And I'm already off on a rabbit trail, but isn't it just amazing the system God created that the sun causes our body to make vitamin D, and vitamin D is what we need to fight off. It helps our immunity and helps our bones and things like that. And then the foods we eat, the sun and rain helps the plants grow, and then we eat, and then we grow. Oh, we eat too much, we grow too much, right? It's just his system just blows my mind. Just the creativity of our God is so amazing to me, right? I could spend all day looking at creation. I need to just do a study guide on the verses on creation, don't I? Because it just blows my mind. Matter of fact, this morning I wasn't even reading in Genesis, but I I thought of this scripture because it says in the first few verses there that he created the night and day, but he didn't create the sun until like day four. So isn't that crazy? How did that even work? Right? I love it when God blows my mind. It doesn't take a whole lot sometimes. But anyway, I do hope you're having a great morning. I've had a busy one already, but it's been good, good busy. This morning I read a lot of different. I read some in the New Testament. I was studying some on the prayer things I'm wanting to get together because I've got a couple of teachings coming up on prayer and that just are on my mind, right? Not anything fancy, but just I want to do. And so I was started on that, and I was thinking about the difference in the prayer of the Old Testament and New Testament, and somehow, of course, I ended up in Psalms. I always end up in Psalms. I think Psalms might be. I don't have a favorite book. It depends on the day. It depends on what I'm going through or not going through, as to what I want to read. But there are some of these psalms that you can just take out some just such gems, and they're beautiful, and they become beautiful in our lives when we act them out, when we allow them to work in us. Same thing with any scripture. When we memorize it, or we meditate on it, and we allow it to work in our lives, man, it's just amazing what it does, right? It's just amazing what the word does in us. And that was one of the scriptures I looked at this morning too, is Psalm 19. But I ended up in Psalm 37. And I had some notes in my little handy dandy New Living, and I was like, oh, that's some interesting notes. And the more I thought about them, the more I thought, I don't even remember writing them in here, but man, that's some good stuff. So I'm just going to share it with you, right? So in Psalm 37, he starts out with this: don't worry about the wicked. This is David, of course. Don't worry about the wicked. Don't envy those who do wrong. Do not envy those who do wrong or embrace the things that are wrong, right? For like grass, they will soon fade away. Like springtime flowers, they will soon wither. Then he says this: trust in the Lord and do good. Then you will live safely in the land and prosper. Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you your heart's desires. Commit everything you do to the Lord. Trust him, and he will help you. He will make your innocence as clear as the dawn, and the justice of your cause will shine like the noonday sun. Be still in the presence of the Lord and wait patiently for him to act. Then he goes back to say, don't worry about evil people who prosper or worry about their wicked schemes. Just don't be angry. Just trust God, basically. And so as I looked at this, I thought, you know what? There's one, two, three, four times in these 3 or 4 verses here, five, however many verses it is here, that he gave us something to do, and in response, God does something, right? So it was this I do, he do thing, right? My part, his part thing. The first thing, and there are all these verbs. First, all the understood subject is you. Trust in the Lord and do good. Trust in the Lord and do good. That's a big one. We could just spend some time on that one. I'm going to trust God and just do what's right. And sometimes doing what's right is hard. I mean, I know some of y'all are perfect. Some of y'all got it all together, but I don't. Sometimes doing what's good and what's right, I want to throat punch people sometimes. I swear I do. Every once in a while. It's not very often. Depends on what they did, right? But trust in the Lord and just do what's right. That can be a lot of work. But then when we do that, when we do our part, God's part is that he will help us dwell safely in the land and prosper. So we got two things. Trust God. That's a big verb. Trust God, because we want to trust ourselves. We want to do, okay, I want to do it myself. I want to trust myself. I don't want God to have to take care of me. I want to take care of myself. But I know that ultimately it is God who is taking care of me. I can't do it on my own. Spiritually, naturally, etc. Fill in the blank, right? Trust in the Lord, do good, then you live safely in the land. So he gives us safety and you'll prosper. Now, Jude tells us that he was praying for the believers that they would prosper even as their soul prospers. We have prosperous souls, you guys. We really do. We have prosperous souls. How do I know that? Because this soul, that inside, that spirit part of me is filled with his grace, with his mercy, covered by his righteousness. We have his peace. We have his presence. We have his everything. So our soul is prosperous. No matter what, our soul is prosperous. And so I want my life to be prosperous because my soul is prosperous. So it's not always just about money, although that's a good thing too, right? So we're going to trust and do good. That's two things. And then he's going to keep us safe and prosperous. Peace, grace, mercy. Money would be good too, hint, hint, right? Then the next thing we have to do, our part, is take delight in the Lord. Enjoy God. Can you imagine? But we could talk all day on that. I mean, it's just like exploded in my head here. Just to enjoy God. He's not just, our Bibles aren't something to just sit on the shelf and pick it up when we have trouble. You know, we can enjoy it. There's some really good stories in here, and stories of people who overcame, people who trusted God in the middle of a storm, people who Abraham, God prospered Abraham. God went and got the children of Israel out of Egypt and brought them to himself. So we can enjoy the stories in the scripture. We can enjoy the truth in here. We can let it feed our soul, and we can enjoy that it just puts life in us, right? That's amazing. We can enjoy God's presence. We can enjoy talking with him and listening for him to come back. It's okay to delight in the Lord and to enjoy the scripture and enjoy his presence and enjoy his interaction in our lives. When we do that, he gives us our heart's desires. Now, there's two ways to look at that. One is he gives us what we are desiring, answers those deep desires of our heart. Or two, he gives us the desires we need to have, right? It's two different ways to look at it. But either way, he's going to fulfill that inside part of us when we delight in him, right? The next thing, commit everything you do to the Lord. Trust him, and he will help you. So here's our part. Commit everything to him. That's not always easy, right? Miss Independence, right? Commit everything you do to the Lord. Trust him. That's very similar to Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 too. Trust him. He will help you. That's his part. When I give it to him and go, I don't even know. This is where I'm at in some things right now. I don't even know what to do with this. Just help, right? And he will help when we give him everything, right? He will make your innocence clear. He'll clear your name. He'll have justice. We'll have righteousness. Then the last one is, our part is to be still and wait for him. What? I can wait, but I'm not always still when I do it. I can wait, but I'm not always patient when I do it. I can wait, but I'm not always quiet when I do it. So there's several places it says just be still and be quiet and wait for him. Wait for God quietly or wait for God patiently. I don't always, but I can wait, just not quietly. But be still in his presence. Wait patiently for him to act. That's his part. When we wait for him and we trust him, he will act on our behalf. He will act on our part. He will do all these other things we just read when we do all these things we just read, right? And then we can just peace out. Then we can just, I think it all comes down to just trust him. Just trust him, no matter how good life looks, no matter how bad life looks. Because see, it's easy to preach, we got to trust God when things are bad, but we need to trust him when they're good too, right? We just need to ultimately just say, God, I'm just putting my soul, my heart, my life in your hands, and I'm just going to trust you that it's all going to work out. And how can we do that? Because we have His peace, because we know His grace is sufficient, because we got up this morning to brand new mercies for our benefit, not His, right? We have everything He's given us. He's given us everything it says in Peter for life and godliness, the natural part and the spiritual part. He's got us covered. We've got everything we need. What more could we want? So now we can just wait patiently and trust Him. Good times, hard times. There's not anything else to say to that, right? Just we got to trust Him. Do you have a better option? If you got a better option than just trusting God to take care of it, you might send it to me in a messenger. I'd like to hear it. But ultimately, we sometimes that's our last resort, but it's actually should be our first response. God, I'm just going to trust you. I'm going to trust you with this day before it even gets started. I'm just going to trust you today. We talk a lot about David's declarations in Psalms too. So today mine is I'm going to trust God. I will trust you, Lord. That's a really simple declaration, but man, it means a lot. It carries a lot of weight, right? So I encourage you today to trust Him and peace out. Right? Full package right there. Trust God, peace out, and I'll see you tomorrow.